Beyond the horizon,
The ship drifted through the blackness of space, a speck of human ingenuity swallowed by the vastness of the cosmos. Lieutenant Commander Sarah Alson gazed out of the observation window, her breath misting the glass as she stared into the eternal night. The stars blinked at her, cold and indifferent, but to Sarah, they had always been companions. A deep stillness surrounded her, one she had come to cherish over the many months of her solo mission. Until the silence was broken, a soft hum echoed through the walls of the ship, a low, vibrating sound she hadn't heard before. The control panel blinked red. Something was approaching. Sarah quickly tapped commands into her console, eyes scanning the radar. At first, it seemed like a malfunction, but the signal was unmistakable. It was an unidentified object. Before she could react further, the ship jolted. A soft thud reverberated as something or someone made contact with the hull. An asteroid, she whispered to herself, though her gut said otherwise. The next moments happened in a blur. Lights flickered, alarms wailed, and the ship's systems went into a panic. A crackling sound came through her earpiece, followed by an eerie, otherworldly voice speaking in a language she'd never heard. Sarah's pulse quickened. She grabbed her helmet and bolted toward the airlock, instinctively securing herself into the suit. "Mission Control, do you read me?" she called, though deep down she knew her signal wouldn't reach. She was too far from Earth, in the unexplored reaches of the galaxy. The airlock door slid open, revealing a shimmering figure standing in the vacuum of space. It was like nothing she had ever seen. The being floated effortlessly, its form shifting in the dim light of distant stars. It appeared almost translucent, its body made of an ethereal, liquid-like substance that bent the light around it. Despite its fluid nature, it had a vaguely humanoid shape, with elongated limbs and large, iridescent eyes that glowed with a soft, calming luminescence. The creature moved toward her slowly, as if cautious, yet drawn to her. Sarah's heart pounded. She wanted to retreat, but something in those eyes stopped her, an undeniable connection. It reached out, a hand-like appendage extending toward her. As it did, Sarah's mind was flooded with strange images, alien landscapes, brilliant stars, and emotions she couldn't comprehend. But one feeling stood out above the rest: curiosity, and something deeper, longing. Tentatively, Sarah reached out and touched its hand. The moment their fingers met, her mind lit up like a supernova. She saw glimpses of its world, a civilization like years away, a race of beings who communicated through shared emotions, thoughts, and memories rather than words. They existed in harmony with the universe, navigating the stars as one consciousness, experiencing all of time and space simultaneously. But this being, the one before her, had broken away from the collective. It had chosen to explore on its own, to feel what it was like to be an individual. And now, it had found her. She felt a pulse of warmth emanating from it, a sense of awe and admiration. It was in that moment Sarah realized this being wasn't just curious about her as a human. It was fascinated by her solitude, her individuality. It had never known what it was to be alone, to feel the ache of longing that humans carried with them like a shadow. And yet, here they were, two souls from opposite ends of the universe, connected by something so simple, so profound: loneliness. The creature's presence wrapped around her like a protective embrace. Sarah could feel its thoughts blending with her own, its desire to understand her, to be close to her. It wasn't just an alien, it was a sentient being capable of love, in its own alien way. Days passed, though Sarah had lost track of time. The alien, which she came to call Nova after the brilliant star-like aura it emitted, never left her side. They communicated through shared memories and emotions. Every moment they spent together deepened the bond between them. Sarah found herself captivated by Nova's perception of the universe. Through its eyes, everything was alive: the stars, the planets, even the vacuum of space seemed to hum with energy. It taught her how to listen to the cosmos, to feel the rhythm of existence itself. In return, she shared with it the complexities of human life, empathy, creativity, love, and the bittersweet beauty of mortality. The more time passed, the more Sarah realized something she had been avoiding. She was falling in love with it, not in the way she had ever imagined love could be, but in a way that transcended physicality, species, or the limitations of language. Nova was everything she had never known she needed: intelligent, curious, compassionate. They shared an understanding that went beyond human relationships. In its presence, she felt whole in a way she had never felt before. But as the ship drifted closer to the edge of the known galaxy, Sarah knew the time was approaching when she would have to return to Earth. Nova, too, seemed to sense this. Their last days together were bittersweet, filled with shared memories and the unspoken knowledge that their paths would soon diverge. The final night, as Sarah prepared for the return journey, Nova stood before her, its luminous form flickering like a dying star. It reached out one last time, and as their minds touched, Sarah felt an overwhelming surge of emotion: gratitude, love, and sadness. It was saying goodbye. Nova pressed something into her palm, a small, glowing crystal that pulsed with a faint light. Sarah understood instantly it was a piece of itself, a fragment of its consciousness. So they would never truly be apart. Tears welled in her eyes as she whispered, "I'll never forget you." With a final flicker, Nova disappeared into the void, its presence fading into the infinite stars. Sarah closed her hand around the crystal and smiled through her tears. The universe, vast and lonely as it was, had given her something she had never expected: a love that spanned across time, space, and species. And as her ship turned back toward Earth, she knew that no matter where she went, Nova would always be with her, shining just beyond the horizon.